We're here at the inaugural Student Council of the GDST with representatives from 26 of GDST schools from across the country. And we're talking today about the values, skills and dispositions which they value in their education and whether we can find a cohesive way of communicating what we feel the outcomes of a GDST education are. And I'm here with Ella MacLeod from Streatham and Clapham High School, who is here to give us her views on these issues. So Ella, beyond academic qualifications and specific subject knowledge, what do you feel you will take away with you from your time at school?
Well, I think to begin with, it's important to establish the fact that I've been at Streatham since I was 5. So, effectively, it's a second home. I've grown up there among the teachers and my friends who I've known for so many years. And I think part of the reason I love my school and I love the trust is because, and this sounds so cliche, but it kind of teaches you how to become a woman, and not a 1930s woman, but a woman you can be proud of in the 21st century. I think values such as self-confidence, respect, and reaching your potential, and above all being happy, I think those are things that I've been trained to really consider very, very important. And I think that from a young age, I was told that, it doesn't matter if I end up as, the Prime Minister or, as, a dustbin cleaner, as long as I'm happy in myself and as long as I feel that this is where I'm supposed to be. And I think that's really, really important.
Thank you, Ella. And reaching your potential, how do you feel that a GDST education enables girls to feel strong enough and brave enough to pursue their ambition and fulfill potential?
Opportunities. So many opportunities. I think that even if you're not the most academic person in the world, you will find your niche, you will find something you love and you are good at. And I think that that's something that the GDST really value, is finding your passion. And I think from there, reaching potential is easy because you have that drive, that ambition to really do your best at what you love. So, for me, I love drama and I love English. And I wouldn't have discovered those things until possibly much, much later if it hadn't been for the GDST, because a teacher noticed that I liked reading and that I wrote well in English, and someone else said, "You've got a loud voice, why don't you try a school play?" And I did that and I loved it, and I wouldn't have, say, got the sixth form drama scholarship if that hadn't been the case. So I think I owe a lot to this trust and to the school.
We've talked a lot today about confidence and self-confidence. Where do you feel that being a member of a school community and a part of the GDST community can help to establish confidence?
I think that because the schools are quite small and there isn't really any way you can get sort of lost in a GDST school, I think that it means that the teachers know who you are and people in the school know who you are. I know literally everybody from year 7 to upper 6 by name. And I think that's amazing because it means if I'm walking down a corridor and I see a year 8 girl crying or something, I'll be able to say, "Hey, Sophie, what's wrong?" Because I'll know her and I'll have built up that relationship with her where I can support her and vice versa. And the same goes for the teachers. The teachers will know everybody. And that kind of support means you can be the best person you can possibly be because you have teachers who believe in you and know you, and because they know you, they believe in you, and that's so lovely because you're not sitting there thinking, well, if you really knew me, you would know I can't do this, because they actually do know you, and they're still saying, of course you're going to succeed. And I think that's amazing because it means that I feel I can go on to do things that I may not necessarily have believed possible if I hadn't gone to a GDST school.
As part of a network of 26 schools, we have many thousands of different students from different backgrounds, different class, different areas of the country. How do you feel that community nurtures and values each individual?
I think that because we're so diverse, I think that there isn't really an option not to. And I think that, every single GDST school I've ever heard of has a great pastoral care system. And I think because we're England and because we're in this century, I think there is already that thing in our generation of kind of wanting to explore and wanting to know more about different religions and cultures. So the most basic things like, learning about a different culture's cuisine or assemblies on things like Diwali and Ramadan. I think all those kind of build up to this really loving, supportive, caring community where we appreciate each other for who we are and what we are in our backgrounds, and we kind of thrive on knowing more about different people's backgrounds and things like that. So I've had friends who've said, hey Ella, come to this Indian restaurant with me, my family like love this place, you'll love the food and things like that. And I think that's really, really important that we experience things, because I don't think that, because for some reason there's this stereotype of girls' schools, and and they think that, you know, we're all people who live off daddy's money and go on posh holidays. But obviously, going somewhere like Dubai and living in staying in a 5-star hotel isn't going to give you a realistic view of culture. Whereas going to school with someone whose parents are first-generation immigrants from Dubai, that will, because then you're really talking to them and you're listening to the language and you're learning the culture and eating the food. And I think that's amazing because it makes for a really vibrant, wonderful work culture. I think it's really, really important.
If you had to sum it up in a sentence, I know it's difficult, what do you feel, or what do you believe the impact has been on your life and your future life chances of having a GDST education?
Oh God, one sentence. Okay. Absolutely invaluable. Yeah, absolutely invaluable. There is no way I would be who I am or where I am without it. I have so many people saying to me, you know, Ella, you get so many opportunities. But I thank God that I'm here, that I've been able to get those opportunities, because I think, you know, I like giving a lot back to my school. I like doing things like this because I feel like I'm really part of it. And I like doing that because I feel that this trust in the school's given me a lot. So yeah, invaluable. Can't put a price on it. It's amazing.
Thank you very much, Ella, and
Thank
you will
you.
always be part of the Trust family. It
Thank
goes on
you.
for your whole life, so thank you very much. We're now with
Thank you.
Olivia Muir from Sydenham High School, who is also part of the inaugural Student Council for the GDST, here today to discuss learning, dispositions and skills which the girls feel a GDST education gives them. So, what did your table come out with? What discussions do you feel, what did you focus on in terms of the value of a GDST education?
We thought the most important thing was confidence. We think that a GDST school really brings out the confidence that you have underlying in you. There are a lot of qualities that every girl who comes into a GDST school has naturally, and I think the most important thing that a GDST school does is develops those qualities, but keeps them personal too, keeps them individual. So if you are confident in the way that you can be the star and in a drama play, then that's brilliant, and they will bring that out in you and they will perform these amazing plays. But if you're confident in the way that you are amazing at writing essays and love and really passionate about a subject and love to talk to teachers about it, then that's also fine. You don't have to be like right up on the scale of drama. And we feel that social poise is very important, and being able to present yourself confidently and well in a situation, but not necessarily feel inside you. It's kind of that phrase, fake it to make it, and easing into a situation that you're in. And that's a very important quality to have that not everyone does have.
So a GDST education enables a girl to play to her strengths, develop her confidence through excellence, and to also develop those skills very important to success in terms of, as you say, social ease and easing oneself into important situations. What do you feel is the value of a girls-only education in the current times?
I think a lot of people don't appreciate how girls can devalue themselves so greatly. Helen Fraser, the chief executive, was talking to us about when people graduate, girls will, when they get offered a job, 7% of them will ask for a pay rise in that job, but 41% of guys will ask for a pay rise. And it's about guys seize the opportunity, and so confident to the point it almost reaches arrogance. And in a way, they use that as a strength, and they're able to be so open in situations and so driven. And girls often devalue themselves greatly and don't think that they're capable of nearly as much as some guys are, and or others around them, often comparing themselves to everyone around them, not being sure of themselves. Because I think girls are quite aware and they have great mindfulness, but that can be a weakness sometimes in thinking that they're not as good as everyone around them, and that they're not reaching what can be seen as your full potential. And I think that's something that a GDST school really, really helps you with. Like, I definitely think that when I came, had nowhere near as much confidence as I do now. And the GDST school really, really helped me in building that confidence, and the confidence that I did have, but just believing in myself, believing that I can do things that I would have never thought I could do. And now I don't need people to tell me, you can do this. And I think that's something that I'll take away with me, the independence and like believing in myself that you need in the wider world.
How do you think a GDST education prepares you for managing the different pressures in life, such as the need to focus on academic excellence, the need to contribute in the wider community? How do you feel that a GDST education prepares you for those challenges?
I feel that because it's an all-girls school, you learn how to become an independent woman, and you learn that you don't have a potential, a fixed potential, that is what you should reach. And because what is a potential? What is your potential? No one, I believe, has a fixed potential that is what they have to get to, and that is the only thing they can get to. I was always told, whatever you put your mind to, you can do. And I think that's so important, that when you go out into the wider world, you can do absolutely anything you want. And the GDST's alumni is so supportive, and like with work experience and anything you want to do, they will help you, and they really, really do value you, and they want the best out of you. And whatever that is, because that's individual for everybody, there's no, this is your potential, this is what we want you to reach. It's beyond your potential. You can do absolutely anything you want to. And I think that's something that they show, and you don't necessarily get in mixed schools. It's quite stereotypical. Guys do science, girls do creatives or English. And it's just such a mix. You can do absolutely anything you want. You can be anything you want to be. And yeah.
If you had to say something to those teachers who work within the GDST, to the parents of girls in our junior schools or prospective parents, what would you say to those people about what the GDST gives girls?
It gives support, and it gives something that you will remember for the rest of your life. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I honestly believe I will never, ever forget being at Sydenham, because I have been since I was 7 years old, I think. And it's cliche, but it's almost like the school you go to is like your trampoline, and the teachers and everyone around you are the people standing at the edge, making sure you don't fall off. But you're the only one who can bounce on the trampoline, and you're the only one who can thrive in the situation that you're in. And a GDST school really lets you thrive. They really give you everything they can to support you. They really are standing at the edge, making sure you don't go off course, but they're not pushing you, and I think that's so important. I know a lot of people who go to schools which really push them in one direction particularly, and some parents can also do this and not meaning to, but they push their children in a certain direction. And I think a GDST school really steps back from that, and they really give you that support that you need without the push. And I think personally that you achieve better in that situation, when you're not under so much pressure, because you have enough pressures, you have enough push from your GCSEs, from your A levels, even from your stats that you take in year 6 and stuff. You have all that push around you anyway. You don't need the school doing that. You need the support there and the comfort of that, as well as the wanting to do well. You need that within yourself. And I think a GDST school does give you that. They teach you right from when you come into year 7 with like termly tests and everything, that it is very important that you do strive and you do thrive in what they're giving you, but to not push you and to not focus in one direction.
Well, as an ex-Trust girl myself, and now a member of the Alumni Network, and now working with the Trust, it's a huge honour for us to be able to contribute to the way in which you view yourself and your opportunities in the future. So thank you very much for your time today. Thank you.